All of you will be there clapping for him, in the middle of the night. You see the Fulanis, the Janjaweed, because the terrorists, they will come. They will surrender your villages. Either on motorbike or on Hummer Jeep, on Hummer boxes, as soon as the color have instructed. They will surrender your villages, kill off everybody, burn off everybody, and you see them, piam. All of them will disappear. That is the other, just like they have been doing in the north. That is exactly what they are going to replicate in our place. Still continuing with Nnamdi Kalu's, what I term his valedictory speech, on Wednesday, August 12, 2020. Still continue, with the dissection. Let's just go a little further before we go to upper solutions. I'm still quoting him. I want Judge Kalu to understand this. I also want the Supreme Court Governor of Imo State, or should I say the S419er, or should I say current 419er, hope Uzodema, to understand this very well. I want Ohanese to understand this, especially the idiot in Anambra that is talking rubbish. I am older than him, and he is saying, I am older than him, and he is saying our children, I will knock him on the head if I catch him. He is there talking rubbish. I want to let all these idiots there to understand one thing, that acquiescence, your submission, your willingness to sell your people for the price of a political position or a contract, or to be in the good book of the Fulani will backfire. Not just on you, but on generations to come. Do you know one thing? When outer pagans were busy betraying their kings to the Fulani emirs, they never know that a day will come when Fulani will attack Katsina, because the three big cities, outside cities we have in the Sahel, will go by. Today, Fulani people call Sokoto State. The other one is Kano. Kano is an ancient city. The other one is Katsina. Today, do you know that after giving their land to the Fulani, after allowing them to establish and run their emirate, after voting in all exclusively Fulani governors, they are not satisfied. They are still killing outside people till today. I want Ojuzo Kalu to listen very carefully. I know that some people are selfishly self-destructive in pursuit of their selfish goal. They destroy a lot of things. There is a video I will play later, not now, where those that call themselves traditional rulers were sharing money from Fulani people. These are the elders that they claim deserve respect. But what they are doing today, future generations are going to pay very dearly for it. These are the things our people will need to understand, if at all they are willing to understand. Bandits are coming and killing people because Fulani governors, Fulani politicians, Fulani millionaires, Fulani billionaires enriched with money stolen from the treasury, they went and set up terrorist groups, not knowing that those terrorists will come around and kill their own people. Today they are killing outside people in Katsina, not minding that Katsina has exclusively Fulani rulership. Emirate is Fulani, the governor is Fulani, not minding any of these things. They are still killing outsides there. The fathers, or should I say, the forebears of the people you have there in Katsina were those that sold their land to the Fulani, but that didn't stop them from being killed. For the sins of their forefathers over 200 years ago in Katsina, they are still being killed today. This is a lesson I want Ojuzo Kalu to learn, a lesson I want Ohanese to learn, a lesson I want the Supreme Court Governor in Imo State to learn. It's a lesson for us all, because what we are allowing today in our land, if it continues to grow the way it is growing. Now, I want you to watch very carefully. So far, you have thought Nnamdi Kalu made a very good speech. But so far, nothing but passing in his coded messages. No solution. Now, watch the silence. Then, start listening. as he consolidates his orders on the coded message of elimination of Ojus Okalo, Hope Uzodimma, Obiano, Okizi Ikpazo, Nnianwodo, and others. All these people are going to be killed. When he was saying, what is it? This will be an upon you see, that is shooting him on the head and all that. This is all that for them to be wiped out. Then listen carefully onwards from here. After instructing the Fulani terrorists to replicate in Biafra land exactly what they have done in the north. That is exactly what Nnamdi Kanu have said. Now continue. After his prolonged silence to sink in his signal, then Nnamdi Kanu continues. I'm still continuing with his speech. You see, Ebonyi State, our children will be killed in the future. You see, Abia State, our children will be killed in Abia State in the future. You see, even all that area life will become hell for people because of the decision that Ohaneze and some greedy politicians are entrenching today in pursuit of only 8 years in office. End of quote. Nnamdi Kanu has just passed the coded signal to the bandits that are coming to make life very miserable and destroy all our children, or Igbos especially, in all those places he mentioned, where their treacherous leaders have given land to the Fulanis, particularly in Ebonyi State, Enugu State, Imo State, Abia and environ, to immediately commence in these areas what they did to Hausa communities in the north. That is exactly what is happening, but people are not understanding it. When you see him talking all these things, you think it's not any prophetic thing. Go on, anything he said, then watch what follows. Even as he was saying this in their radio section, whether logic or what, I heard that all these people, they have gone to Ebonyi State with Hummer boxes. All those Hummer boxes, they will use it when they destroy all of you. They are going to use it to pack their children. They go to their schools, pack their children, take them to Zambeza forest and turn them into terrorists. Their women and their girls, they kidnap them. That is what they are going to do. That is what he's saying. So you keep an open mind to understand exactly what I'm talking about, because I don't envy me for anything. I'm telling you exactly what is going on, so that you will understand exactly where we are. Now continues. He said, if you get these 8 years in office, you will destroy our land for 800 years. We will become like the Jews of Europe. In the next 2,000 or 4,000 years, those that descended from us will fight their way back into our land, and day by day, Britain continues to wear the same amount of power that it was today. The same way that Britain said that Israel will not exist will be the same way Britain will come back to say Biafra will not exist. I need all of you to understand this tonight, that people are dying today in Katsina for the sins of their forefathers 200 years ago. They gave their land to the Fulani. That did not stop the Fulani today in 2020 from slaughtering them in Katsina of all places. In Katsina of all places. This is a very big lesson for all of you saboteurs. Very big lesson. End of quote. Now, let me just interpret exactly what you have said. Now the Kanu has just passed the message to the Fulani missionaries to completely destroy and remove the Igbos wholly out of Biafra land, that they will never again return to that place, no matter what happens. That their future generation, no matter how long it takes or how hard they fight, will never be in a position ever again to make a comeback to that land, as the Israelites were able to do in their home state. Complete and massive wipeout of the Igbos in Nigeria, anywhere they may be. After this, like always, to deceive the people and remove their focus from the coded signal which he have just released, he turned into Sabo. So what they want to do, they will a lot of how many places have the Hausas taken in Igbo, how many communities are they occupying, how many forests are they occupying. They are completely going to invade Igbo land, integrate themselves, wipe out the native to the extent that the Igbos will never ever have a say in that place again. For no matter how hard their future generation try, they will never again ever able to come back, just like the Israelites did before. So he is telling them to do whatever they are going to do. They have the backing of the international community. Britain is there to cover them in the atrocities that they will carry out. That is exactly what Nnamdi Kanu have just, the order he have just passed. Now continue, still quoting him. And you are also putting yourself in danger. That is the Sabo. Sabo, you are putting yourself in danger because you are coming to ruin our land and our way of life. All of you pursuing your useless presidency for 8 years. Obasanjo was in Asoro for 8 years. Our Yoruba brothers, now the Yorubas are his brothers, are today still agitating. Are they not agitating? Of course, they are agitating. Now look at the criminal Yorubas agitating. They are their brothers. Have you seen him insulting Awolowo before? But he's insulting Zik. After this, I'll just stop at a moment, then till we go and run this thing, what to follow it. Look at how many times he insulted Zik, how many times he called on the name of Zik in this particular thing. Does he insult Awolowo? He never does. After allowing his district to sink in with claim of Yoruba agitation and, prolonged silence, he continues. Now, quoting him, these are the things that I want our people to understand, that 8 years you are looking for today, the Yorubas had it. They had it for 8 years. And what came out of it? Today, they are agitating for Duduwa Republic. Today, they are at the forefront of trying to return the zoo to the 1960 constitution of regionalism. 8 years did not do anything for them. End of quote. And after interpreting this one, I will stop here. Now, did you notice his solo statement? How can the Yorubas be agitating for Duduwa Republic at the same time and at the same time be at the forefront of returning the zoo, the nation to 1960 regional constitution? Have you seen the double speak of Nnamdi Kanu? Which one is which? Did you see his double speak lies? And the emptiness of what he has been saying, which can only make sense if one understands that his intention is to pass on coded statements in his speech. Is Yorubas ever loud in clamoring for Duduwa Republic? The answer is a thunderous no. Now I go and look at it, even Showore. What did he say? Showore was claiming that he got into trouble because of his support for Nnamdi Kanu. Have you seen? Because we want our people. When Showore was doing his revolution and all that, the intention was for the Igbos to carry it at the head. Then when they carry it, it would have been an opportunity for them to massacre our people in their planned jihad. But because our people did not move, everything collapsed. Now look at it, that is exactly what is happening. He is the one now that is defending the Yorubas. Yorubas are they agitating for breakup of Nigeria? This is a man who told you he's going to give Yorubas 1 million people. All the useless followers that are following him, he never take responsibility for anything. He never question him on all his treacherous act. But the only thing you know is to come and criticize people who are doing the right thing. He told you he's going to work with the Yorubas. But it's better for even the Biafrans to work with the Fulani than to work with the Yorubas. But no matter whatever happened, we are going home. After this thing, what did he do? He continued. Jonathan was there for 6 years and all that. I'm not going to go further into this, but what you will do is to use your own sense. I'm giving you enough examples and clues, on how to carry out a personal investigation, on Nnamdi Kanu's broker, so that you will, by your own self, arrive at the conclusion yourself whether he's pursuing Biafra or not. Pai Adibanjo is his godfather. Then check how many, is he working for Yorubas or is he working for the Biafrans? He said that God is punishing Biafrans because of the atrocities the Biafrans have committed. But every time he's helping the Yorubas. But people don't look at these things. Stop the flow of negative emotions. Negative emotions, can stop you from thinking and behaving rationally. And seeing situations in their true perspective. That is our own problem, hero worshipping. Unnecessary emotionalism that doesn't have any input, on ways to alleviate the sufferings of our people and take them away from this evil forest. Now, have you seen why Nnamdi Kanu formed an alliance with Showore? Ask him what was his purpose for meeting with Showore. The DSS and the CIA, they were the people who encouraged him to enter into agreement with Showore before Showore was arrested. Why? Because the revolution was, he wanted to integrate the Igbos into that thing, so that when Showore started, the Igbos will carry it on the head. Confusion is what they needed to wipe out the Igbos. Then they will, they will solve the Nigerian problem and continue, because the essence of the whole thing is to wipe out the Igbos. I told you specifically that coronavirus was invented just to destroy our people under the cover of coronavirus. But God used this platform to stop it. Now they have the open schools and everything. Where is the coronavirus bed that caused the lockdown in the first place? Where is the pandemic? Where is it? The coronavirus that necessitated the lockdown. Has the bed of coronavirus flown away? Have you seen that everything is just nothing? They just ended up slaughtering innocent people for nothing's sake. Just because they want to use that copper to destroy you. Have you seen it? Have you seen it? So we are going to enter into practical solutions to our problem, but I want you people to let us solve this issue of Nnamdi Kalu's treachery, because if we don't solve it, we are going to be in a very big problem, and that is what I want us to solve it. And I want you to know what I'm telling you is immutable. The scope of the enemies you are fighting. I've told you are not fighting the Fulanese. You are fighting the white race, and they don't want you to see that. The intention of what they do is to do what? Completely uproot you from your God-given land and supplant you forever and ever. You have to understand this particular thing. Let it be fundamental in your skull so that you will prepare when solutions for these things are actually coming. That is what I want you to know. That is the scope. That is broadcast of Wednesday, August 12, 2020, that we are dissecting here. It's a must read for everybody in this world who is interested in what is going on. Play it slowly. That is the one we are dissecting. I didn't even go hard, but I'm stopping so that I can have time to accommodate the solutions that I prepared that, I said I'm going to profile today on this particular part. So it's important you go slowly and bear in mind that Facebook, all of them are working with Nnamdi Kalu. Make sure the one you are getting there is the actual one, because very soon all this is they are going to corrupt the voice of all this Nnamdi Kalu brokers in order to hide the evidence. They have already been instructed to that. Most of my preach more than 60-something messages in YouTube. Here, but go and look at all of them. They have destroyed them. Some of them they are submerged so that you can't even get access to them again. All my messages, if I start to count them on the whole, it's about 8-something messages, each of them very powerful. So when you are going to look for Nnamdi Kalu's broker, play it and make sure it is that one. And the earlier you go, the better. Play it very slowly. At the end of the day, you find out that there is nothing Nnamdi Kalu concluded at all. There is no solution. Have you seen Nnamdi Kalu offering any solution in any of his problems? What is their plan? Their plan is to unmask the man they put there, Buhari, to unmask Buhari so that Nigeria will, will still become one. Not to bring Biafra. That is what they want to do, and they are desperate. But because I told you, the country Nigeria will remain comatose as it is until somebody will come in the name of the Lord Jesus Christ, pull off all these negative forces, and then the country will collapse. And that is what we are going to do, what we are doing in this platform to show that Jesus is God. So let me quickly read one comment I made in one of his broadcasts, that is very germane, on his own. From his own mouth, what he said is his roadmap. I'm going to read it very quickly so that we go into the solution aspect of it. This is comment on Nnamdi Kalu's radio interactive session of Friday, July 24, 2020. In his question and answer, I wrote it on the column section. By now, I know they must have deleted it or they must have taken that one away. This is what I wrote. I woke up this morning, I was listening to your broadcast after it had been uploaded. I like this one because you were vulnerable on issues. You had to remain silent, particularly roadmap and boundary of Biafra, which creates opportunity to make landmark statements or future reference points as my main purpose on this comment. Ordinarily, I am humble and do not take pleasure in derogatory comments, but when dealing with a moronic, empty shell asshole like you, who knows nothing except being a spy to your white masters and traitor to your own people and race, then one cannot help being abusive. I have wanted to debate you on issues, but after listening to your broadcast, I changed my mind as you have nothing to offer. You said your roadmap is for United Nations. I want you to know this, and I'm going to do a very great expose for United Nations for you on this. You said your roadmap is for what? United Nations to come and organize referendum for you is your main plan for Biafra, and all the places their women tied to wrappers are boundaries of Biafra. Can you imagine? Any place they tie to wrappers is boundary for Biafra. That is the loop against us, so I don't know anything about Biafra. It's a boundary for Biafra, which are my main focus. Last year, I unambiguously stated in many videos still playing on YouTube that by the work I am doing, that Biafra will come this year, and even advised them on your phone-in radio Biafra broadcast and later videos that you should postpone the burial of your parents to October 20 for them to receive heroic burial in an independent Biafra. You refuse, and today it is a prophecy, no qualms. I said again that Southern Cameroon, and that is important, I'm coming to that. Southern Cameroon is the end boundary of Biafra on the eastern flank. Today, you are, like always, putting a tentative step in Southern Cameroon to hijack the prophecy, as always. The test of the pudding is in the eating. As prophecy is not the case here, but bringing it to pass, that is my focus, to show that you do not know anything about Biafra, which I said before, you are appropriated in your usual calm manner, will be the last miracle that will show that Jesus is God, which is where we are right now. And to prove that to you, not by your roadmap, but that Biafra will come before your anticipated referendum, if any, that may not be needed to show that Biafra is unusual and different from others. Your boundary of Biafra is rubbish as the contemporary boundary of Biafra today will be synonymous with the system of government Biafra will operate, which I will unveil later. I am going to unveil it in this platform. Your words, I'm quoting him, gossiping, envy, jealousy, end of quote. You do not possess any attribute that attracts such, because on the mountain of knowledge, you are not around that vicinity, not to talk of being in the kindergarten school, to the stairs, to the mountain, not to talk of climbing and reaching the top. You are a nobody, at best the most debased, degenerated specimen in human form, and the greatest satanist out of the east, because you are an unrepentant saboteur, traitor to your own people and race that will be rejected by his white master, because they know that a traitor to his own people is a traitor forever. I do not want any force majeure to push you out of context, but by yourself, when your treachery will root you out, and your name and infamy in the annals of human history. So much so, your today's followers will soon deny they were never members of IPOP, and it is going to happen. Very soon, if they ask you, are you a member of IPOP, you say no, IPOP will become a byword. Enter through the narrow gate, for the gate is wide and the road broad that leads to destruction, and there are many who go through it. IPOP, under your leadership, is the wide and broad road that leads to destruction, and the sheep led to the slaughter, leading them to their doom and destruction. Come out of her, my people. Chinyere Esdog, the income writer and messenger of the message of the carcass. Come out of what? Come out of IPOP, my people. Do not ever register in IPOP. If you are not registered, they are not needed in this final quest, to get our Biafran Republic. They are not needed in it at all. He said he's going to start from the top to dismantle Nigeria. And I'm telling you unequivocally that the only job you start from the top is digging a hole. He has dug a hole for all of you. And you are right inside that hole, and you are going to sink inside that hole. It's a blind man leading you to destruction. Don't ever, if you have not entered, don't join. Now, quickly again, this is the comment I made on the interpretation of Nnamdi Kalu's broadcast of July 22, 2020. Titled, Our Mission is to Remove Biafra from Nigeria. That's on July 22, 2020. What I wrote on the comment section of that one that they showed on YouTube, because they show many variations. If it's not working for YouTube, then why are they showing, even if it is 100 different variations, they show it? My own, there's none of my 10, there's no post we do today, but highest it will last on the tube there. One day they remove it, but his own stays there. Even if it is 1 million variation, they show it. And after I tell you Facebook, they are working with him. I told you his image is the most laundered image. Look at what I wrote there. I tell interpretation of broadcast. Where is direction to Biafra in the broadcast? All Nnamdi Kalu's broadcast, go and check whether there is either a direction or a solution to Biafrans on what to do, or any deep original revelative act. Every revelation we do it, and when we do it their women wing and their Alozi and all of them, they will hijack it. Jonathan, they will twist it and start to preach it. That is the only thing they do. Nnamdi Kalu himself will come and simulate the relevancies out in order to remove you from the focus and the solution that will save you That is what. Don't mind recent broadcasts he's making. He's only making them to cover his back, his tracks on his back, on his back broadcast because of the exposure that we have been making. Go if you want to know his strategy, go back to all his old broadcasts. So look at the interpretation I did on that broadcast of July 22, 2020. It's the interpretation of broadcasts. Now, where is direction to Biafra in the broadcast? In all his broadcasts, where is direction to get Biafra for you or solution? So, but to Nnamdi Kanu using organizational structure to deceive and avoid issues of roadmap and mission statement. What is your roadmap? Not structure. He just issued instruction from his CIA controller for the total elimination of all personnel involved in Python dance to eliminate future international witnesses afterwards. All those people they are using all those military people they are using in Operation Python dance to do all the illegality. They are going to eliminate all of them because I told you after the massacre in Biafra land, and it's immutable, nothing moves it. I'm telling you, and President Trump of America will be held responsible, even though Democrats planned it. If Trump will be accountable for the massacre in Biafra land, he should be held responsible for it. So they are going to eliminate all those things. Still going back on what I wrote there. Fulani attack on Enugu, Onitsha, and Ebonyi also to attack the 450 locations they are holding, attack Christians and owners of Katsina State, order the folding up of an NPC and scrapping of an NDC in order to make way for Dangote refineries. That is what he had done. After all these things, after that broadcast, go and look, all the whole workers in an NPC, they supplanted all the whole leadership positions. They supplanted them with what? They supplanted them with Northerners. Babagana Kingiwe would have been the chief of staff, but through Nnamdi Kanu's one of his broadcasts, he passed order that they should not appoint Babagana Kingiwe. That was how they didn't give it to him, and they gave it to whether this man Gambari or whatever. So how did Abakwari die? Do you know that Abakwari was shot? You think he died of coronavirus? Abakwari was shot. Through Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast, Abakwari that was more than was shot. The first Buhari was shot through Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast. Buratai have been shot. I'm sure that even though Tubanja have been eliminated, all of them through Nnamdi Kanu's broadcast. And these are issues that is going to destroy all of them. He passed those instructions, and that is what you have been seeing there. So look, I'm still going under my broadcast. People are watching Nnamdi Kanu, the greatest Satanist out of East, deceive and order their destruction. If they don't stop Lucifer Kanu now, they are finished. Ask him why Zeke all the time. I am revealing this to stop their evil plot and for the world to know the people to hold responsible, most importantly, to forewarn our people that their jihad has started. Deceiving IPOB that cannot defend their... Okay, look at it. IPOB will tell you they are in control of everywhere, they defend you. I want you to know that there is nothing IPOB is doing to defend you. How many of their people have been killed in Enugu? Did you see IPOB do anything? But they claim if not for them. Their women were scattered at Oba. Did you see IPOB do anything? There are people that was killed on Enugu was the direct order from Nnamdi Kanu. He ordered the killing of those people. I was listening to one of his last question and answer broadcasts last Friday or something like. What happened? Somebody was asking him that they want to go and make international march, and you know, in the spirit of the ancestors, we are doing that. The 7 says we are doing that have ended, and that is still on part 4. That the main series we end. I said we are going to organize an international march in America here, where we will integrate oblasts all over there, all over Africa. You know, to make our request known, because now you cannot take Americans to court. They are not partners, they are not signatory to ICC, so they can kill and do anything they like. So we have to organize an international protest. I saw somebody re-echo that thing, you know, on Nnamdi Kanu's platform on question. And do you know what he told the person? He said no, that the first time they did it, that CNN did not record it. That is what that traitor said. The same traitor that said that they cannot do international protest, that CNN will not record it, is the one that tell his people to be holding meetings and all that, to be marching in Biafra land. Is CNN going to record the ones they are marching in Biafra land? When he told you that your children are going to be killed in Ebonyi, they are going to be killed in... That's the killing you are seeing. That's the killing you are seeing. Either I will not be on the day Biafra will be restored, because it's going to be a 1 month monitoring, 1 month preparation for the celebration of Biafra. Nnamdi Kanu will not be there. One of us will not be there. If I'm there, I'm going to by chance. I will dive him at a Miss Makara's will with a Muhammad Ali punch, knockout punch, and then I will proceed to strangle him very slowly for all the innocent Biafrans he intentionally led to their death, because he is an unrepentant saboteur that is bent on wiping out the Igbo race just to please his white masters and his Yoruba race and all that. Up till today, even Judas Iscariot regretted, but up till Nnamdi Kanu have no regret for the atrocities that he's committing against the Igbo nation. So that is it. And that comment I made, on that is broadcast of, July 24, 2020. Why did he do it? It was occasioned by Dr. Clifford, the Iranian's accusation that IPOP had no roadmap. That was what happened. And they hurriedly recruited, Honorable Dr. Iyo Kado, whom they claim is their Secretary General. And the man was even confused, who came to claim, talking about de facto government and all sort of rubbish he was talking. I don't want to insult the honorable gentleman, because he's just trying to save face for Apple. So he tried to patch up as much as he can. Dr. Clifford Ilanya was asking for, their roadmap and their mission statement. And before I proceed, I'm going to give you my roadmap and my mission statement, even to stress how important the roadmap is. When you go to Exodus, that is Exodus chapter 13, you go to verse 19 to 22. Let me just read a little. It says, and Moses took the bones of Joseph with him, for he had straightly sworn to the children of Israel, saying, God will surely visit you, and you shall carry up my bones away hence with you. And they took their journey from Sukkot. And encamped in Ethan in the edge of the wilderness. And the Lord went before them by day in a pillar of cloud to lead them the way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light, to go by day and night. He took not away the pillar or the cloud by day, the pillar of fire by night from before the people. That is what the importance of compass. The importance of compass. You must have a roadmap in anything you are doing. If not, you cannot be able to achieve anything. It's just like what I'm doing. I am what God has given. I am that pillar. I'm not God. I am the pillar of fire by night to guide you, and the cloud by day to lead you through. That is why the expose I make here, you look at it, some of you look at it and you do some of it. What I do is what the episonages, American or Russian, they spend billions of dollars to decode what I'm decoding free of charge for you. And yet nobody cares about what I'm doing. All these things I do, I pay for them. I pay for all these publications that I do. I pay for it just to give you free to save my people, because I have that passion to save them. Now look at it. God was acting as a compass for them. And these people are talking about organizational structure. What is a compass? Look at it. A compass is an instrument containing a magnetized pointer which shows the direction of magnetic north and bearings from it. What does the compass symbolize? Guidance. For travelers, the compass provides a sense of safety, as they know they can rely on it to always point them on the right direction through troubled seas and unfamiliar roads. It is like the North Star, celebrated throughout history as a symbol of what? Guidance. I don't know how many times I would have detached myself from what I'm doing, but when I come to my own roadmap, I'm able to, find my footings again and go back to, go back and redirect myself. This lack of compass, lack of roadmap is what is leading to the Enugu massacre and all those rudderless, at a direct, because Nnamdi Kanu is a saboteur, like I told you. I don't have anything against him. What I have is the passion to save my people. So now I'm going to show you that I'm not a flash in the pan. I'm going to show you my vision, show you my roadmap, so that you will understand when any decision I give you here, so that you'll be able to take it seriously, to know that this is not a decision that was arrived in a hurry. It's something that I've been taught over a long time, over the years. The issue of my childhood experience, which I have already explained, you know, in the remaining parts of the 7 series, you know, the Biafra restoration in honor of our ancestors that have gone to part 4. I've already explained my childhood experience in the remaining part that will be released very soon. You understand me? But let me just give you a brief of how, outside my childhood experience, how I got into modern activism, how and why I got involved and went after the evil gang. Who are the evil gang? The same gang that are doing all these things today. When Chief M.K. Abiola was assassinated by this same evil organization, and his very beautiful wife, Kudirata, assassinated too, Abiola's demise stirred up something deep inside me and eventually galvanized my person into activism. I became an activist and I vowed to him at one of those condolence register opened at Olodia Papa, Aziz of Lagos, as in so many places, then to unveil his killers, no matter what it will cost me, even though I do not know any of the Abiolas or had never had any dealings, any relationship or business or otherwise with any Abiola of this world. The sheer effrontery of that man's assassination was not only an affront, but a necessary impetus that galvanized me into action. Moreover, against the situation of the people of the former Eastern region, I want you to notice that is the Biafrans, of the people of the former Eastern region in Nigeria. The childhood reflection and memories of the Biafran-Nigerian War and the growing up processes of a careful study of roles individuals played in that Oriental massacre and what the world was really all about, especially as it relates to the issue of life on earth. Does God exist? I asked myself. I needed a convincing answer to that inquisitiveness. I saw the unequal upside-down system that existed in Nigeria, the drawn-line barrier against the Igbos, no matter how hard they tried. There is a level they cannot cross. The former Minister of Education during the era of former President Olusegun Obasanjo summed it up somehow while giving evidence at a public hearing by the Senate Committee on Ethics, Codes of Conduct, and Public Performance on the 55 million Naira bribe for budget scandal on Monday, April 11, 2005. Made the following observation when he was asked to name those present as Senator Adihije's house when he took the money with his heirs to the committee members. I'm quoting Fabian Osiju. He said it will be difficult to recall everybody's face. The point is that I cannot really recall. There had been a few meetings within a few days, he said. And he went on to tell the committee that he never thought his action would turn out to be so unpleasant to a lot of people, his words. In the circumstances, one cannot but feel unhappy about the turn of events, but at that time it was happening. I am sure neither the distinguished senators nor myself and honorable members concerned thought of any possible repercussions of the type we are now witnessing. So to that extent, one would be worried. I also feel unhappy that most of it has been exaggerated, misrepresented. I have been presented as a thief, somebody who stole money, and somebody who diverted money, or somebody who gave a bribe. But the entire circumstances did not suggest anything like that. That is just the point. So that could be a source of regret. But again, in future, we try to eliminate all this from government and government practices. Then, of course, everybody will say they wouldn't do it again. But I'm afraid that what we are facing is so selective and is so discriminatory that it does not offer any hope. Even now, as we are speaking, we are told that there were other ministries and ministers that does a similar thing, but mine was a subject of a broadcast. Why shouldn't I regret it? I have been in public life for more than 40 years. I have been educated and made to serve in various capacities in universities and so on, in government, and this did not happen before, so I regret it. Why not? I am human. After the end of quote. Now, after the anti-corruption train, fast on the move then, called the duo of Senate President Adolphus Wabara and Professor Fabian Osuji, He grounded to an automatic stop and never moved again till date, as Professor Osuji prophesies. That is it. That's the same thing Buhari is replaying today. What happened to Honorable Morisi Bekwe compared to Honorable Farouk Lawal in the $500,000 bribe scandal with Otudela? What happened to Dr. Chubo Kadibo in the streetlight contract scandal compared to the budget paneling involving the Speaker of the House of Representatives, Honorable Yakubu Dogora? How many Hausa Fulani and Yoruba, including Sambo Dasuki himself, has been made to refund their own armed fund scandal money after people from the former eastern region like Oliver Meto, Jim Mobudu, Peter Odele has refunded theirs after government arm twisting? How much has Olufale, Body George, Sambo Dasuki, Amadu Ali, even this Femi Fanikayode, Shinkafe, Yakasi, and so on and so forth, refunded after people from the eastern region have been forcefully made to refund theirs? I have been a protector of Nnamdi Kanu for a long time when I thought he was on the right lane, and he was actually on the right lane then. That was before he went to Kuje. Look at it, I stated his case here. You see, Nnamdi Kanu that killed nobody is in detention after being granted bail by a court of competent jurisdiction. He is still being detained while the Boko Haram spokesman Konduga murdered hundreds of people, and many other Boko Haram members have been set free by the Buhari's administration, with Buhari paying a yet unmentioned amount of money that must have run into millions to the Boko Haram sect in the so-called swap deal of the Chibos years. These are the type of grease pimples. These are the type of grease people I feel all over my body that is a reflection of how I felt earlier when Abiola's demise occurred. I looked at a people, most honest and helpless Nigerians, who have paid too great a price for the confusion, extortions, and evil maneuvers of their statocratic, sanguinary, white, vicious, and salacious leaders of their country, Nigeria, who, in their quest to satiate their ravenous appetite like winter wolves, they remain shameless as a new statue in the rape of the resources of their so-called fatherland. Their subjects rag like Lazarus in pain and chloroform, while they, the leaders, indulge in their hedonistic, indolent, and inglorious lifestyle, bringing the hopes and aspirations of their people to a hurried end as engineered by their Western countries' collaborators. Those circumstances pulled me into investigating the process and raising the data of Abiola's death, which might as well help in breaking the iron curtain that covered the helpless people and perhaps set them free. Abiola's demise, which I eventually traced to the Reparation Crusade, an epic titanic battle that saw me embark on a revolution of the heavenly space, so to say, and terrestrial as well, and my eyes was opened into the secret things of the deity called God, and the very elusive element called Lucifer. As carnal and as human as I was, I developed and progressed to a level where I was able to set trap for the fallen angel Lucifer, and the mighty Lucifer, select wisdom, fell into the trap of a mere mortal man like myself. That was how I was able to unveil the identity of the supreme Antichrist, which continued. So this were, in a nutshell, some of the backgrounds that weighed in my stomach that galvanized me into activism. After that one, I wrote a book when Nigeria was, I was giving Nigeria a chance, and I proposed a system of government, which is the diageopolizonatory system of government that I proposed then, because the head of state that time was Abdulsalami Abubakar. You understand me? So I wrote this a long time ago. So I'm giving you the circumstances that galvanized me into activism. And those are the things that have propelled me up to today. So the title of the book I wrote was Shining the Light Down from Above as the Hero and Heroine Go Home. After that, I wrote a second book on Anambra Saga. That mirrored all the whole activities Obasanjo committed in Anambra State during the Ngige Saga. That was then all still in pursuit of my, the quest to remove agonies from my people. Then in continuation of that, I discovered that the easiest way I can use to get what exactly I want was through information, disseminations and all that. So I registered a lot of newspapers that I was publishing. One of them was the Anointed Treasure. That's the name God gave me. I'm the Anointed Treasure. You know how much it costs to register, papers at Corporate Affairs Commission. under GEMTA Publications. I registered those papers. And now, in the paper, what is the vision of that paper? The vision statement. The vision statement is what? Unearthing indisputable, treasonable facts of Nigerian rulers and raising legal documents, facts, and arguments for the final dissolution of the Nigerian state. That is my vision statement. That was the reason I registered that paper at the Corporate Affairs Commission. And a lot of them, I will show you all of them. So this is my vision. I remain with it. You understand me? Because I believe that no matter how rich a person is, no matter whatever you do, and you do not do anything positively to lift up, lift up the burden of despair from your people and offer some relief to them, then you have wasted your existence. Now, what is my roadmap? What is my mission statement? What is my mission statement? This, when I'm telling you this, it's a very long time ago. What is the mission statement? The Anointed Treasure Journal is an end-time event decoder of the Income Writer series that deals exclusively with unearthing and decoding end-time critical events of global interest. One of such critical events is the country Nigeria, actually the center of the world that is a dream in urgent need of interpretation, as in the biblical Egypt in the story of Joseph. The power of intellectual capital is the ability to breed ideas that ignite value, says J.P. Morgan Chase. The country Nigeria in particular and the world at large at this critical period as humanity inches into a climate situation urgently need innovators, producers of knowledge, wise men and women who can discover, interpret, and communicate the interpretation of Dream Nigeria and other global events to the people, for as Wallace Stevens noted, after the final no, there comes a yes, and on that yes, the future world depends. We are in that yes. Now, we at Anointed Treasure sees communication not only from the prism of a life essentiality, but as life itself, as everything will crumble without it. Anointed Treasure team sees it as sacrosanct, sacred duty, especially to our children and generations yet unborn, to help build a firm foundation to enable them go places we only dream about. That firm foundation will only be possible by the correct interpretation of Dream Nigeria, as what Joseph successfully did in Egypt, and the implementation of that interpretation into progressive ideas that holds the solution to the poverty of our people. The solution which can only come from within through the special grace of our Lord Jesus Christ, who inspired the revelation in this space. To him be the glory. You understand me? That is it. This was a long time I registered this paper. Look at it, the first edition of it. Let me show you, so that you understand what I'm saying. The first edition of this paper, look at it. Look at what I'm showing you. The first edition, Anointed Treasure End Time Event Decoder. This was in what? This one was what? Decoding Nigeria. You see how they stole Bakassi Peninsula. Look at it. Look at it. How many years ago? So that you understand that it is not today that these things have been in this thing. But 2003, 2004, these things have already been registered. It has already been, I've been documenting Nigerian facts. Look at all of them there. King of Tyros is there. You know, all of them. Prince of Tyros, the front man, the Prince of Tyros is Abatanjo. Bia is the front man of Tyros. Chief priest of Tyros is the chief priest of the Antichrist is Kofi Annan. Contractors of Tyros, this is Kohit Skrodin. Adenuga is the deal is done. Etagiwa is Bokenia of Tyros. Bill Clinton is the king of Tyros. Chirac, agent and contractor of Tyros. Bush and Blair, the masquerades and the contractors of Tyros. And a lot of other things. That was then. So I'm not a flash in the pan. It was even reflected in the 2016 edition. I say, enjoy this monstrous timeless edition in a series of others to come your way that will tackle both the physical and spiritual dimensions of the problem with Nigeria in particular and the world in general, among other blockbusters to come from us, like always in the past. Quality is what you get when everything goes wrong. For your quality news, always stay with anointed pressure journalists, especially in this most ever explosive combustible year 2016 and onwards, when the reaction in the anatomy of the earth crust will quake to its very foundation. It is anointed, it is prophetic, bold, combative, captivating, incisive, thought-provoking, challenging, factual, and authoritative. The scholarship and credibility of both the author and the revelation contained in this message are unimpeachable. We capture the essence of living, fast and simple, only lies are what? Complicated. Look at it here, Ezok. That's my mission statement that have guided me. I mean, that is it. I'm showing you. After that one, look at it. I registered on that paper, look at it. Time Star magazine. I'm the Time Star, look at it. Time Star magazine. Look at it. This is what 2013 edition. You know how much of these things cost? I'm showing you the magazines. Look at the interview here. He's still a senator now. Who is this? Abamoro. What did he say? The caption. Jonathan's administration represents the last chance for Nigeria to move to the next level, and any attempt to derail it. Now look at it. I registered on that paper. Look at it. East wind. I'm the east wind. Look at it. So these are things that I did. This is the Anambra saga that I wrote. So these are my own roadmap as that have been driving me. So I have a clear focus, a clear roadmap on what I am looking for to achieve. So having laid this background, I am now going to unveil to you the plan that I have to get us out of this problem. I have gone ahead to present my roadmap and my mission statement so that people should not think that I'm a flash in the pan. Because there are some people who are under the illusion that there's no danger ahead. You know, they claim that all what we are saying are fabricated things. Today, all these things I've shown you is a witness against you today that you have been warned. Whatever happened to you is, you know, is your own personal decision that you have taken. So I've been on it for a very long time. So don't be delusional about, you know, all these London jihadists and all that. Don't let anybody deceive you. I have been on that trail for a very long time. So it's not an illusion. It is a reality of the day. So don't get yourself deceived. Now look at it. When I wrote the East Wind, look at the East Wind. Look at it. Look at the edition. This was the 2015 edition. Look at it. Let me just quote one section for you. Presently on the 27th of December 2013, this writer was present in a press conference called by the then Governor Amaechi at Government House, Port Harcourt. In that press conference, the then Governor Amaechi point by point articulated his grievances against the then President Goodluck Ebele Jonathan, which were well noted. This writer pointedly asked Governor Rotimi Amaechi, "Sir," and I'm quoting what I asked him, "Sir, in the coming year of 2014 and onwards, are you going to decrease your frontliner grievances against the central government to allow a middle of the cost development address the issues you have raised?" That's the question. I said this, I'm telling him, I said this because I know your conscience is very clear, but it is to prevent catastrophic negative statements, is to prevent catastrophic negative elements of overthrow of the presidency from using you as a launchpad to unleash their devilish intention, hanging it on your neck, which will be beyond your imagination what they will do. That's the end of my question. Then the then Governor Amaechi acknowledged my point and told the gathering that I was the only person that spoke about his safety and promised to backpedal, which he observed in the breach. They have succeeded in the first act of stopping the former president from being re-elected, credit which they attributed solely to former Governor Amaechi. The second stanza is no longer about former President Goodluck Jonathan that is already out of power, but his people, which is about to take place in using him again as a launchpad to destabilize and obliterate his people in the consequences of the confusion they will cause in Rivers State and other election litigation outcome and the melee that will ensue afterwards. Amaechi has stayed too long outside that it is time to come back home. East or West home is always the best. And when one is not recognized for good by his own people, what kind of person is that? There is wisdom in the Igbo adage that says, when a cock starts to emit offensive odor, that friend that is closer than a brother will find his way back to his place. A teaching time saves 9. And Moichi should not allow himself to be used again to precipitate crisis that may destroy his homestead. He should make peace with his brother, Governor Nyesoma Onwike, for the interest of the people and state of his birth, for the sake of his ancestors and generation yet unborn. That is it. Now, what is happening today? That is the east wind. Now look at it. The same Anambra saga that I wrote, if you go, there's a section that is called Compromise Majority. That was what I used to kill Obasanjo's third-term bid. I was the person that instigated the Northern Elders to destroy that bid. That Obasanjo's third-term bid. I used third-term saga. Now look at this. The Bakachi saga, look at it, it was written in 2007, well documented with already defined roadmap and mission statement. That was in 2007. Look at this one, the Anointed Treasure. This is the complete documentation, pre-election documentation that I gave to President Goodluck Jonathan before the election in 2015. And I clearly told him that he is going to be out of that government. I had people who sent it to him. I was the man who told him that they can't read that they are going to use it to undo him, that it is a lock within a lock. He ignored me, and what happened? The rest now is history. So any person that is trying to joke with any submission I'm going to make, that is your own personal business, because I have already warned you. And when you look at all the presentation that I do, they are legal, complete legal document for the dismantling of the evil forest called Nigeria. Some people call it zoo, but I call it the evil forest, so that the people will be free. Go and look all my actions, all my publications since. Go and watch all my messages in YouTube, more than 80 something. So they are geared towards what? Proper legal defined definition. Based on what? Because I believe that it is the truth. I was the person who coined it, because Jesus, he is the truth, he is the way, he is the life. So I believe that these forces of darkness cannot operate in the truth. So that the only way to dismantle them is legal document based on the truth, based on the foundation of the Lord Jesus Christ. That was what that Janjaweed went and claimed glory and removed Jesus Christ from it and started paddling that he will destroy the zoo with the truth. That was how I got it, but I'm telling you my foundation. Does IPOP have any document? All this blah blah blah, they are talking rubbish in Nnamdi Kalu's broker. Do they have one single legal document, any broker that can be used as a legal document and evidence when the cookie crumbles and the chicken come home to roost? They don't have. But yeah, they are the ones claiming everything they do. When you fail to plan, you plan to fail. There's nothing that can be attributed to our IPOP glory. That is what happened. Go and check all my messages. They are legal, complete legal documents. That is why I write some of the things down to get it precisely, to get the target, because that is the only thing that can be used to dislodge these forces of darkness. So our expectation, like I told you, is clearly who is a Biafra and what is the geographical area of Biafra in the contemporary Nigeria. Another one is what type of contemporary boundaries of Biafra, the language Biafra will use, the currency, the politics, the religion, the capital, the judiciary, the economy, the foreign policy, the government, state of regional authority, the status population, the defined territory, the effective government, capacity to enter into international relations, and agreement of getting the solidarity of all the whole people that should be called the Biafrans. These are very important things that we are going to discuss in this particular place, because I told you, before Nigeria can be destroyed, we have to appoint undertakers to manage the Biafran affairs, to manage the Biafran side of Nigeria and collapse the activities of the Nigerian side on the Biafran side. That is very, very important, and that is what we are going to see here. It's easy for people to say, I've wasted a lot of time, give us solution, give us solution. There are things you have to understand before I give you the solution. One, what type of enemy are we fighting? Let us see, because I have always told you, what we are seeing is a generation that is going. This white race, all this evil gang I'm telling you about, I call them humbees. Humbeast. Home beast, that's my word, because we are going to deal with definitions, you know. That's what I coined for them. Home beast mean human beast. Some people call them reptilian, you know, or you call them bison, B-E-A-S-T, H-U-M, standing for what? Beast human, beast in human form. You're not dealing with human beings. Go and look at the series we started, Western plot to destroy Biafrans, you know, take over Africa, take over and destroy Biafran, take over Nigeria, from there they take over Africa. That is the intention. It ran from volume 1 to 12. People should go and get those things so that they can get the background of what I'm talking about. Then the spirit of the ancestors, you know, the Biafran restoration, one of our fallen heroes that have entered part 4, the remaining part will be released later on. People should go and Google this thing from BVI channels and get them so that you can understand the intention of this thing. Because I told you, this white race, they want to exterminate the Biafran. Finally, they want to exterminate us. Remove us from our ancestral homes completely so that we never come back there and take it over. The people that in overseas that feel that they are not concerned, when they finish you at your root, they will wipe you out overseas. That is what they want to do. And they are determined to do it because these home beasts, they cannot live in an orderly society. They feed on blood and the blood of the innocent. So there is no going back. It's immutable. Nothing can stop it. So we want to, and they are using the Fulanis as their what? As their front runners, as their fronters. They are Janus. The Fulanis are one face. The main enemy are the people, the home beasts. So let that be in our thinking very well. And I'm going to read some, you know, portrayals, some news reports so that you will actually understand, start to see a little glimpse of the position where we are, so that any solution we apply, you can be able to take it. Now, I'll still repeat this, now I've said it before. Fulani Empire, Historical Empire, Africa, Britannica. Fulani Empire, Muslim theocracy of the Western Sudan that flourished in the 19th century. The Fulani, a people of obscure origin, expanded eastward from Fouta Toro in Lower Senegal in the 14th century. By the 16th century, they had established themselves in Malina, upstream from the Niger Bend, and we are proceeding eastward into Hausa land. Some settled in the 19th century at Adamawa in the northern Cameroon. Many of the Fulani continued to pursue a pastoral life. Some, however, particularly in Hausa land, gave up their normal pursuit, settled into existing urban communities, and were converted to Islam. What does it tell? People of unknown origin, let it be, who have no stake in Nigeria to start with. Today, the indigenous community of Hausa is completely gone. They have overshadowed them. You have to bear this in mind. People of what? Unknown origin. Now, they say they are using democratic process and all that. They are practicing democracy. How do I define democracy? By Nigerian standard, my own definition, because we are going to solve our problem by definition that I'm going to give. This is how I define democracy in the contemporary Nigeria, the way it is in Nigeria. Democracy and democratic election in Nigeria is a system of government where a court of minority power brokers manipulate power out of the hands of the majority for their selfish aggrandizement, using the same majority as cannon fodder to hold, consolidate, and maintain that power. That is it. Tiny majority, tiny minority, look at it. Now they have what? Become the predominant force in Nigeria. This is my definition, so that any definition I give, you get it. That's my own personal definition of democracy, Nigerian style. Now, there's one interesting how they are realizing this, remember the dream of Pharaoh that was in my roadmap that Joseph interpreted by the river bank. Now, Joseph is still here. That dream is still very relevant. Interpretation of what? Dream Nigeria that will unshackle the chain of slavery from our people. And that is what I've been trying to do in all the series that I have been showing you, so that you can clearly see the faces of this enemy. I'm giving you that interpretation as it was in the Old, because of the Old Testament that it presented. The other face is now reflecting in the New Testament to show that both the New and the Old Testament are the same thing. Because I have told you that the difference between the Old and the New Testament is that the Old Testament in those days when we are very young, when there's not all this fancy, internet and new ways of taking photographs. In those days, you have to wash your photographs, they go through a chemical process where you go, like when we were young, you take pictures, and every time you go to the photographer will bring it and show you the negative. The negative will look so dark, it can't make any sense to you because it looks very dark and ugly. Next time you come, it's inside a basin or what? Is going some processes. After that, then that dark thing will be washed. When it is washed, the same thing that look dark and ugly will look very beautiful. So, but it's still the same picture. It's just like when water H2O changes into H2O. Water changes, H2O changes into this, it becomes water. When it is H2O, it's the same thing. So that negative you are looking at that looks so ugly is the Old Testament. Now, being more refined, when that same old picture negative is washed, that was dark before, washed, and it becomes very clear, that is the New Testament, and that is the difference. So I want to show you some fundamental things. And let us look at this report, because I want the women will have to play a very important role in the definitions and the solutions that we are going to offer. They are involved, and I want to show them those things that will confront them if they are not proactive and decide now to really take actions. We have the very critical objective to make sure that the flag of Nigeria does not fly by October 1 as a United Nation. That is very, very important. Therefore, September is our month to puncture the balloon of Nigeria, of the evil forest. Very, very critical. And if by my timeline is just 2020, I'm not God. But by the work I'm doing, I know that this year, this October, this November, that we are this very month that we are in, counting down before October 1, that there must be a very clear tangibility of Biafra restoration. When I mean tangibility, I mean in terms of tangible things you can hold on, that is solid, you can hold on. If it doesn't happen, I'm not God. Till this year ends, as I said last year that Biafra is coming this year. Then I don't think by 2021, my exit line is already there. Unless it is clearly defined that tangibility is there. If not, that's my exit line. Because by every work I'm doing, I'm very, very sure of what I'm doing by my work. So women and children will play a very critical role in the issues that lays before us. So in order to acquaint them with the situation, I want to read some report for them. Customs raised the alarm over terrorist camps in Abuja, Kogi, Nasarawa. This is Punch of September 6, 2020. This is very important. All these things I'm giving, they are general information for all the plan A, plan B, plan C, and everything. These are general background to acquaint us with the present situation we are in Nigeria. Look at it. You see, the Nigerian Customs Service has asked its officials to stay alert in Abuja as there are Boko Haram terrorist camps in and around the Federal Capital Territory. In a notice with reference NECF-ABJ-ASI/volume 11, volume 11, volume 2, issued by the Comptroller Enforcement Headquarters, HA Sabo, in Wuse Zone 3, Abuja. The NCS said it had information that terrorists were in Abuja. In the notice titled Intelligence on National Security, the NCS said information reaching the Comptroller General of Customs revealed the existence of Boko Haram terrorist camps in and around the Federal Capital Territory. The NCS also stated in the notice cited on Saturday and dated August 20, 2020 that reports had it that the terrorists were planning to attack some selected targets within the territory. It added that the terrorists had reportedly set up their camps in Kunya Bush. Notice, Bush, along Airport Road. Notice, Airport Road, travelers, off DIA staff quarters, Abuja. It added that their camps were reportedly also set up in Gwagwalada Forest, the only road left. If you are coming from north on Abuja angle, the only road you will pass if you are coming down east, around that side. Guadalajara in the what? Bush, forest, Kwaku forest in the Kuje area of Abuja, and Onaisha forest in the total local government of Nasarawa state. Consequently, you are to be at alert and security conscious of your environment at all times. Ensure wide circulation. Please, the NCS told its officers. Now look at it. Very important. What is the implication of this? The implication is what? You remember what the Deputy Governor of Central Bank told you. Go back and read my part 4. My part 4 of Biafra Restoration that have been published. Their jihadists have been laundered by that John Kerry speech that we interpreted. So the already there is going on. The ones in the airport will wait for high-profile passengers. They will slaughter all of you. The ones that are coming down there by road and everything, they are going to Wele your Los God buses, slaughter all of you on the way. Total blockage. That is what it means. That is one report. I'm showing you things that confronts you so that you don't miss it. You went to South Africa, they push you out from South Africa and claim their place. Ghana, everywhere they are pushing you. Now in your own territory, this is what is going to happen to you. They push you out, then let me see where you are going to go. This is clear evidence from what? From customs. Now, let me read one report from you. Women living in an insecure world. Biafran women, this is for you. They turned us to prostitutes, stabbed us for days. Libya returning victims. This is Vanguard, September 5, 2020. It said Nigerians, especially youth, left shores of our country in search of better living conditions, owing mostly to our unemployment. Unfortunately, in their desperation, most of them fell prey to agents which will talk them into believing that they could get to their dream countries if they were able to raise between 150,000 and 600,000. At times, these agents assured their gullible clients of job opportunities on arrival and even undertook responsibilities for the travel expenses with an agreement to get more than twice the amount from the clients. But unknown to many who choose to embark on the voyage to Europe through Libya, the trip was not as easy as envisaged. In most cases, it turned out to be death trap in disguise, as good number of them died in the desert and in the Mediterranean Sea without reaching their destination. Many of those who were alive ended up in Libya, where they were turned into sex slaves, especially for the females, and subjected to indescribable dehumanizing treatment overseas. Now look at it. Some of the lucky ones who cried out to the federal government for help were brought back home with horrible tests. Federal government, are they going to bring their friends back? Of course, they will leave you there to die. And this is the new vote. This is the new thing that is happening today. All these Arab men, when you go there, you know what they do? When they go to toilet, they don't clean their bum. That's what this type of horror they subject our people to. You use your mouth to lick all the whole shit and lick it clean. That is what they do to the women. I'm pointing out the situation that is staring you in the face as of today, so that you will now know the decision that you will take. Can you raise 600,000 to go out? When you go out, you see what I waste you. You will now choose whether to die disgracefully or whether to die honorably. So this report is very, very important. Now, it says Boko Haram, we can't determine IDP's return. Who is there? The military that should guide you. The people that are already in the IDP camps. Now, the nation of September 3, 2020. These things apply to the whole formulas I will give you. It said the Nigerian military thought they said they cannot determine when it will be safe for internally displaced persons in Borno State and other places affected by the Boko Haram insurgency to return to their respective villages. It said that the decision to resettle the IDPs in Borno State is the sole responsibility of the civil authority, adding that the military can only provide an enabling environment for the implementation. Coordinator Defense Media Operation, General John Elenche, when they want to do that one, they bring an idiot Biafran and put there, who stated this while fielding questions from journalists during the weekly media briefing with defense correspondent at the defense headquarters, however, assured that the military will continue to provide adequate security for the resettlement of the IDPs. Provide. It will be recalled that 80 IDPs were abducted by the insurgents in Kukuwa town in Borno State shortly after they were resettled in their villages by the Borno government. What? Abducted? The ones that went back, they were abducted by what? The same military in jihadists in military uniform. Do you know why they abducted them? Because they are those people that have been abducted, they have been slaughtered. They will kill them so that the IDPs, they can no longer come back to their ancestral homes, because all the jihadists will now occupy all those places. That is what they are doing. That is exactly what they are doing. So all our people living in the north and in the southwest and all that, from the report I read on the airport custom report, you have seen that they are taking care of you. You are not coming back home. They will slaughter you there. Now, the people at home, let me show you what is going to happen. Breaking: bandit abduct 20 in Niger village. The Nation, September 3, 2020. It's a few hours after an evening of terror in Kagara, the headquarters of Rafia local government area of Niger State. Armed bandits have abducted no fewer than 20 persons in an attack on a community in Shiroro local government area. The Nation learned the bandits invaded Adabu village in Gakogo district in Shiroro at about 8 a.m. on Thursday. Though no death casualties have been confirmed, sources told the Nation 20 persons have been abducted in the village. It was gathered the bandits stormed the village on motorcycles, shooting into the air. Though the villagers fled, it was learned many of them, mostly women, were abducted. So you see it. These are based on orders from the transmitted through Namdekado's radio, but you don't know. Go and look at all those brokers to shouting all those things. That is what happened. Now in Biafra land, what they are going to do, they are going to invade you with motorcycles and Hummer buses. That's what they are going to do. They are invading you with motorcycles, Dangote trucks, and all those things that are parked somewhere. Some of them even ships have anchored. So when they take you on motorcycles somewhere, they offload you into Hummer buses. They will take you away forever and ever. You will disappear to be seen no more. These are very clear reports. These things I'm telling you, the order for them, for it, have already been passed. Not it will, it have been passed. That is how they want to disembowel you. Boko Haram recruiting more members despite rehabilitation by Nigerian government. Northeast Governor Tei Buhari, Sahara Reporters, August 10, 2020. What is it? They want to have the young cops who will get Jerusalem and everywhere for them. So when they come, all your school is open. Government told you that they have the open school. The only reason they open school so that their children will be adopted. There will be no school in Biafra land. Close all schools. I'm telling you honestly. Your young ones, they are going to adopt. When they take them, they go forever and ever. You will not see them. Your young maidens, they will take all of them. You will never see them again. I told you before that coronavirus was especially designed for your extermination. You saw Buhari's daughter the other day, wedding. Were they wearing face masks? Did you see any social distancing there? Now they have open school. Then where is the coronavirus bed? Has it flown away? Have you seen that everything they are telling you is what? Rubbish. Just they want to use that cover to slaughter you, but because of the efforts we made, it couldn't be possible, and God will continue to checkmate them to show that Jesus is God. Now they are opening school. No more social distancing, no more. Where is all the hula balloon? All of them rubbish. Now he said cows are happy for Buhari's victory. Cows. This is Mieti Allah, President, Vanguard of March 2, 2019. It's Mr. Bello Abdullahi Badajo, National President of Mieti Allah Kautaho Social Cultural Association, Thursday said that animals are happy that President Muhammadu Buhari triumphed over his political opponent in the last presidential election conducted by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC, in Nigeria. Speaking in an interview with the Sun newspaper, Badajo averred that cows have doubled their milk production, noting that their actions are evident to show that their cows know about Buhari's victory. He linked Buhari's victory to the love Fulanis and Nigerians have for him, saying that if a tribe like the Fulani reject you, you should know that you are finished. Whatever you are doing in the country, if you are not with the Fulani, it would not succeed. Have you seen it? You are worthless before the cow, not even to talk of human beings. Remember, people of what? People of unknown origin that does not have any stake in you. Now look at it, you're worthless. Fulani Nationality Movement, FUNAM, claims ownership of Nigeria from Sokoto to the Atlantic by the Nigerian Voice, 2nd February 2020. They said what? They own Nigeria from Sokoto to the what? Atlantic. So you have seen the progression. I want you to notice this progression. You may think they will take a solution. If you don't understand the progression of what I'm saying, then the solution is useless. I want you to understand what is failing you, that death, unpalatable death is staring you in the face. He said, Buhari Miekala meet in Aso Rock. I want you to understand. I want to read. This is Aso Rock over February poll. This is Punch of January 2019. He said, this is the leader of Magban. This is what he said. Let me just quote it. He said that the resolution to support President Buhari in the forthcoming election was because of the president's commitment to promotion of livestock development in the country and the welfare of the members. He said, and I'm quoting him, "We have come to present to Mr. President the decision of the last Congress that we had on 27th of December 2018, where we endorsed Mr. President to the next level. We come to present to him a plaque and a certificate symbolizing the support of over what? 20 million of our members across the country, a minority unknown people. One movement alone, they claim that they are what? Over 20 million. You have seen the ones in Fulani Nationality Movement. What does it tell you? It now tells you that the Fulanis are now the majority in Nigeria. I want you to understand, for you to know why they are exterminating you. And then when you check the different Fulani groups and the ones that the borders have been open for them to come, you'll find out that they have enough population to swallow you. Remember what? The dream of Pharaoh by the river bank. The 7 lean cow swallowing the 7 fat cow. You have seen the progression of what they are doing. And they are doing what? Succeeding because of what? The world make way for a person or the people who know where they are going. No checkmate. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. When there's an action, there's no counter reaction, the action stays. You see the progression? They are coming. Now, Zamfara to introduce Fufude language in schools. This is Premium Times, September 1, 2019. You have seen it, what? Fufude language, which we do what? Becomes a national language. Becomes a national language. That is why it is very, very important that people should go and get that Nnamdi Kalu's broadcast of Wednesday, August 12, 2020, and do a dissection. Very soon, YouTube will move all those things out. Very, very important. People are very lousy. When you give them something, they don't talk. They can't even do a simple thing by picking that thing and analyze it by themselves until they are consumed. All they know is they can't even digest anything. They start to come out all sort of rubbish they want to do. This is to show that Nnamdi Kanu is actually a traitor. Now, when you watch their broadcast, they are no longer laying emphasis on Radio Biafra. They are telling you to do what? Download community app. Do you know why they are telling you to download community app? Because that app is geared to Fulani Radio. That is what it is. They are now in the communities. It is through the iPop radio that the Fulanis, they have already a radio that is given to them. Their app there in Fufude is there. So when Radio Biafra is not broadcasting, it will be translated into Fufude, and all these are London jihadists, English and all of them, they will now get variations of languages. It will be communicating all that for them. That is how they are going to exterminate all of you. All those inquiry lines you are giving to Nnamdi Kanu and all they are making. Any information you go there, be sure it is going to CIA and all that. That is how they are destroying you, but you don't know. But you don't know. God said you are a perverse generation. You love evil and you follow evil. You love evil and you follow evil. Keep on looking at it. It is a football match between Chinyan and Nnamdi Kanu until you are what? Gone and gone forever. gone and gone forever. That is why community radio, that is it. Look at it here, I've showed you. So they're already making their what? Their Fufude language a national language. That is it. But they are here. Now look at it. Fulani nationality movement. Magban, look at it. Mietiala denied them. They say Fulani nationality movement want to tear Nigeria apart. By what? Because they said that Nigeria, they own Nigeria from north to the Atlantic. And Nnamdi Kanu have told them that there's no opposition. The only opposition is IPOB. And you know IPOB is not doing anything. They're only telling you volunteers. Nothing on the ground. That is the signal for the only thing that is stopping them from getting to the Atlantic is IPOB. So you are giving them a clear signal to march into Biafra land and destroy all of you. No opposition until what? Until they get to the Atlantic. Now look at it. He said, Fulani nationality movement wants to tear Nigeria apart. Mieti Allah cries out. This is a report of July 1, 2018. The same people that are crying out because these people say they own Nigeria. What did they do? Now look at it. The Mieti Allah himself. Why we deployed Mieti Allah vigilante across Nigeria? But this is Sunday, 29th of August 2020. They have done what? They have deployed them all over Nigeria. Our Fulani now have enough population to deploy Mieti Allah all across the Nigeria. Communities in everywhere. Have you seen it? Remember what the central bank manager, central bank governor told you, that after the rural areas, they're coming to the towns and all that. And it is already happening. So these people that already deployed, they will get their main signal from IPOP radio. That is why Nnamdi Kanu is telling you to do what? Download community app. So very soon there will no longer any means of listening to IPOP radio again in Nigeria except through that community app, through their community radio. Look at him. That is why look at IPOP. They are now extending the community radio to north speedily when they have never covered the so-called Biafra land. That is the secret. That is what they will use. So whether Nnamdi Kanu is there or not, you already finished. They will be getting it direct. When they go to Radio Biafra, they will start to play Odejinjin for you. The lamentation song. Ewo, Chineke, Eboleho. Those are the things, Check their broadcast. Biafra restoration and perspective. Does they give you hope or dismay and despair? Do they project you with the spirit of a strong mind or the spirit of terror and defeat? Every time he's telling you you are defeated, nothing will stop them. Up till now, has there anything, have Nnamdi Kanu highlighted the danger in Biafra land and provide any solution that we are doing? He's still talking of Buhari here. I share girlfriend, deceiving all of you up to today. Ojo Zokalo. And that is the idiot who said he released Ojo Zokalo to come and kill you. Nnamdi Kanu knows his handlers already referring to him in the past as a gunman. They will only look at a way to kill him and say it's all this Fulefu and all this Ojo Zokalo, and they don't know. All the host saboteurs they are using in Biafra land, they have already given order for their slaughter. They will ambush you and kill all of you. Or was Rico, because all of you gave yourself to all these people. As I read Okubo, all of you, both that moronic man, Jonathan and all of them, they are going to wipe all of you out, both Naira and all of you. The order have already been passed. Both these governors, they are holding hostages. They are going to clear all of you. The order, I'm not saying they are going to pass it. They have already passed it through Nnamdi Kanu. They are going to clear all of you. They first kidnap your daughters and all this. In your front, they will rape them and ask you for ransom. You bring all those monies too. After that, they butcher your children. The one they will take, they take them and move away forever and ever. That's what they are doing. I told you how they will lodge in hotels and be slaughtering people. Is it not happening today? God, look at all those things we said. All those hotels, they will destroy it. Their market, they will destroy it. So let me give you the background. Solution will come. It doesn't really matter. If you like this one ends in particular, I don't care. But you have to understand this particular situation. If you don't understand it, you can't understand the situation. I want to show you what is facing you. Now, the military that will defend you, and I've told you, the military, and that reminds me, Nigerian Biafran, all of you in the military, if you know you're a Christian soldier, leave the army. Forget it. Leave the army with your lives. we are going to pay you back. I'm telling you honestly, because they have already passed the order. All the Satan and Christian soldiers, they will transfer you as if they are taking you to the north. They will slaughter all of you. They will kill all of you. You are not dealing with human beings. You are dealing with home beasts or bison. Western civilization can no longer survive again. Their survival is in your own extermination. So bear that one. Let it not escape your mind. If you think I'm joking, you are wasting your time. In a jiffy, bam, you are gone. The military that you are looking on to look at what this man said, asking us to disobey Buhari directive is unfortunate. Buratai, he tell you that their loyalty lies to whom? To Buhari. That is the military. I'm going to show you the solution, but don't worry. All these things will come. They are part of the solutions. All these things I'm giving out to you. He said the National Assembly won't pay Buhari. Lawal. That is Punch of August 29, 2019. Say Lawal insists. That is a Senate president. I'm showing you the face of the legislature so that you know you don't have any hope. President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawal, insisted on Wednesday that the 9th National Assembly would give this maximum support to the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari to achieve better, prosperous, and secure Nigeria for the good of the citizens. Lawal, according to a statement on Wednesday by his special advisor on media and publicity, Ola Awoniyi, gave the assurance in his native home, Gashua, late Tuesday at a town hall meeting to round off a thank you visit to his constituent in Yobe State. He assured Nigerians that despite the presence of the opposition in the federal parliament, the All Progressive Congress dominated chamber would always support Buhari's program and policies. He said, although there are pockets of opposition, I want you to notice pockets of opposition from other side. I assure you all that we won't pay the president. We will make sure the 9th National Assembly gives him, Buhari, the full support needed to achieve the next level agenda in the interest of our people and the country. Lawal, who returned to Abuja on Wednesday, assured Nigerians that his colleagues at the National Assembly would give good representation to achieve the set agenda. Achieve what? The set agenda, he said. In the current Senate, I have the full cooperation of the senators from the opposition parties, including the People's Democratic Party, PDP, because of the tremendous love and trust shown to us by what? President Buhari. He have the support of what? Who is in PDP? Is that Moronika So, the chairman, which is Secundus? Or Atiku, who is the jihadist? You saw him went and knelt down at the grave of Osman Danfodio. You see Atiku kneeling down. After kneeling down to his god, Osman Danfodio, jihadist, you know the history of Osman Danfodio. Then you saw the chairman of PDP, which is Secundus himself, kneeling down in supplication to, bowing down to Atiku as a houseboy. Have you seen it? What is the state agenda? The state agenda is to exterminate you, remove you, pull you away from all those places. Pull you away. Go to Bayelsa. Go to near their stadium already. Bayelsa is already an Hausa state. Go and check it. They remove you, all of you, from A to Z. That's the state agenda. The water base and all of them, they use it, all your oceans, all your seas, you know, we dry up. Simple. They take it to the north. That's the state agenda. They finish all your resources, all your gas, everything. Bam. They take it. Then after they take everything, they leave you. They will slave you. They mortgage you to China. That's what they will do. Yeah, the collateral, you don't know? All those loans they are taking to China, they are taken from China. Do you remember what the British did to Chinese when they used Hong Kong and took a 93 or 99 years loan? That's what Buhari is doing to you. They will borrow more money. That's why they are not doing any infrastructure in your place. That is that you are talking. You are the collateral. You don't know? You are the collateral. So that's it. Let me show you. I want to show you the whole faces of what affects you. When you see the whole faces, east, west, north, and south, then you will know that their gears is already cooked. So that their ear will open. All those idiot bastards that go and write all sorts of rubbish about me. They are CIA agents. That's the work of the devil. They are the first one to comment so that all those rubbish comment, they take you away from the message that will save your life. They save you, they take you away from the still little voice of God that will save you. You are not even going to die in a good way. The father they will give you, you will rape your daughter. Your daughter will rape their daughter. Their daughter is making love to your son in front of you. After that, they will kill you, butcher you like a goat. After the humiliating processes, that their daughter, they take them away. Your son, they take all of them away forever and ever. And you will die very slowly. They pieces you. That's the fate that awaits you. Mark what I'm telling you. No escape. Should everywhere is closed. No escape for you. Go and look at it. All the whole West African countries, they have already signed agreement with them to demobilize you. Wherever you are, they demobilize you. Should be the borders are closed. You come to the borders, you are slaughtered. Hey, already is closed. Look at what is happening to them in Ghana. Go and look at it. South Africa, everywhere. They will kill you at your point. That your base there, they will slaughter you there. So you think it's a joke? Go there, be writing, be talking rubbish with me. You don't know whom you are dealing with. You don't know whom you are dealing with. Don't worry, the time is coming. It's up, you already, the water is up to your neck. No escape. Yeah, what I'm telling you. That is set agenda to wipe you out with Yoruba collaboration. Look at it, let me read. I want to show you all the whole faces before you talk about solution. AGF, Malami, Miss Lawal, Bajabiamila, over seamless passage of bills. This is PM News, October 25, 2019. Over what? Seamless passage of bill. Any bill that come there. So all these ones, this idiot from South Atakana, when the water bill come, we are going to look at the idiots. We have already presented it to a committee of whole. The committee of whole have already endorsed it. Committee of whole have already endorsed that bill. It have already been passed. So all these ones they are talking rubbish. But in the name of Jesus, we are going to checkmate those things. So you have to listen. I've shown you all these different faces. Now look at it now. The Attorney General of the Federation, the lower house, you have seen this upper house. He said, leaders of Senate, Senator Yahaya Abdullahi, I'm showing you the picture, their photo. Speaker, House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajamila, Attorney General and Justice Minister Abdullahi Malami, President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawal, Deputy Chief Whip, Senator Aliyu Sabi Abdullahi, and Deputy Senate Leader, Senator Ajayi Borofis, during the meeting with the Minister at the National Assembly on Thursday, October 24, 2019. This is the photograph. The Attorney General of the Federation and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, on Thursday met with the leadership of the National Assembly on developing a working relationship that would ensure seamless passage of bills. Malami, for about an hour at the National Assembly, met with the President of the Senate, Ahmed Lawal, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Right Honorable Femi Bajamila, and some principal officers of the Senate. Malami told his host that the major issue of interest to the Office of the Attorney General and the government is having a harmonious working relation that is targeted at advancing the interests of the nation. You know their nation. Have you seen it? So the National Assembly is gone. Military gone. Police gone. You have seen it? Now look at it. I told you the number of Boko Haram they released the other time. Look at this one. Revealing 601 repentant Boko Haram terrorists, graduate in Gombe, integrated to community. This is Sahara Reporters by Sahara Reporters New York. This is by July 25, 2020. You see the hundreds of thousands that were released last year. This is this year. 601, 602 repentant Boko Haram, and all sorts. All of them are what? They have, Shebi had them. Motorcycles in Anambra and all that. They are already in the east. London to slaughter you. What are they doing? They are just getting acclimatized with the environment. Nnamdi Kanu have already passed the order for them to attack Ebonyi, Abia. Enugu, especially Enugu. Enugu, they said they must get Enugu by all means. So that one is already gone. You see it everywhere. So they are just preparing. Attack can come any moment from now. Is attack. So whenever the solution comes, is the date of implementation of whatever I'm going to tell you. It's just the grace of the Lord Jesus Christ that is saving you. You are finished. I'm showing you. Boko Haram, they are all of them everywhere. All the whole West Africa, they are releasing all of them, bringing them. All of them are east. If your population is 5 million, they already have more than 4 million there with you. More than 4 million to face you face to face. One by one, all of you will be disappearing. Even now, they'll be kidnapping people. When any person you see kidnapped is gone. Girls will be walking on the road, they will disappear. Your son, you send your son in an errand, they will disappear. Dangote trailer is waiting somewhere. Their ships are waiting. The airplane are waiting. Everything, anyone they put, no more. It's gonna come forever. You never see that person. Now let us have an idea of what they are saying about the terrorists. The Nigerian cattle headers doesn't carry arms. Doesn't carry anything more than a stick, Buhari says in Plateau. This is Sahara Reporter, June 26, 2019. These are the things that will guide us in our solution. He said, herdsmen from Chad, Mali, Niger, behind kidnap of data lawyer, 5 others. This is Arewa community, Vanguard of September 1, 19. I hope the word is personal. Fulani herdsmen from Chad, Niger, to benefit from federal government livestock plan. Punch of September 16, 2019. Meaning what? Nigeria have incorporated all the whole Fulanis. Everywhere they are, Nigeria is their home. So their population is settled. Their language of Fufude is already being made. Gradually will become a national language. So the indigenous communities are already what? Swallowed up. Dream of Pharaoh by the bank of the river. It's a herdsmen carry arms for self-defense. Have you seen it now? They are carrying arms for self-defense. Fulani group tells Obasanjo. This is Punch of 14, 2019. So we are going to arm ourselves. I'm coming. So, the Prime Minister of Israel, he said one time, if the Arabs put down their weapons, today there would be peace, no more violence. If the Jews put down their weapons, today there will be no more Israel. So that is it. They are armed, they are not armed. What is the implication? You will be no more. I want you to learn. Now they say herdsmen operate in 39, now it's more than no need. 39 forests in Southeast, South-South, Igbo group, this authority July 26. No more 39, now it's 400 and something. Nambekala have already told him to launch attack from all those places. So attack is imminent. Now they're occupying more than 400 or 500 communities in their place. He said, look at Buhari's speech at the national, General Assembly in New York, United Nations General Assembly. No, just briefly. He said the terrorist insurgency we face, particularly in the Sahel and the Lake Chad Basin, are partly fueled by local factors and dynamics, but now increasingly by the international jihadist movement, runaway fighters from Iraq and Syria, and arms from the disintegration of Libya, so that we know the people we are facing. It's a Boko Haram sponsored by forces outside Buhari. This is Punch of January 17, 2018. Then look at this one. Insecurity, Mieti Ala Tos Fulani settlement in Enugu. Punch of August 17, 2000. After that, what did they say? They said insecurity, we will extend sanitization to other Southeast states. Mieti Ala. This is Vanguard of August 18, 2019. That is in our place. So now, let me show you one thing. Let me show you about the faces of our governor. Let me read this report for you. It's a data police arrest IPOB group attempting to set police station on fire. This Independence of April 19, 2019. It's a data state police command had arrested some members of the outlawed independent people of Biafra, IPOB group in their large number. Let me just show you exactly why they are facing the heat in Delta State. Let me just show you. Now, look at it. And this thing that I'm going to read to you here is what is applicable to all the whole governors in Biafra land. Buratai commenced data for support. Buratai commenced data for support. The Chief of Army Staff, Tuko Buratai, has commended the Delta State government for its support to military formations in the state. Buratai, who gave the commendation during a courtesy call on the acting governor, Kingsley Otuaro, described the state government support as unconditional. As what? Unconditional. That is anything they want to do, they do it. Urging the state government to sustain the tempo, Buratai assured the Nigerian army will work within the limits of the constitution to provide the needed security in the country. He disclosed that he was in the state to condole with the family of the late Major General David Ejo, a former Chief of Army Staff, ahead of plans for his final burial, and congratulated Otuaro on his 51st birthday. Quoting him, on the 63rd Brigade in the state, I am impressed at the work going on and appreciate the support of Delta State government. We have so much in common because as one who studied peace and conflict resolution at the University of Ibadan, you are given to the pursuit of peace. I assure you that the army will work within the constitution to provide the needed security in the country. The support of the Delta State government, which had been unconditional, is a moral booster, Buratai said. Can you see it? Moral booster. He said, receiving the visitor and his entourage in Asaba yesterday, the acting governor tasked the Nigerian army to free all the abducted girls and end insurgency in the northeast. Have you seen it? Now look at what I'm showing you. What I'm showing you is that they have what? Unconditional loyalty to the army, all the whole state governors. The army will come in there, do whatever they want to do, and massacre their people. They will not talk. This is the game that all of them are playing. Now, Ugwanya is patron of Cattle Dealers Association, Nation of May 31, 2019. This is a governor. The Amalgamated Cattle Dealers Association of Nigeria, Enugu State Branch, has appointed Governor Ifeanyi Ugwanya as his patron. The association said Ugwanya has identified with the association under trying moments more than any previous government. Have you seen it? That is what it is. How your governors showed you completely out. I want to show you the face of your governors. He said, we came to thank Buhari, Southeast governors, Vanguard, November 25, 2019. All of them went there. Doing what? Thanking Buhari. Then what happened? On IPOC, we know nothing about Operation Python Dance, Southeast governors. This is the Punch of August 31, 2019. They don't know anything about killings. So you see that your governors are already what? Completely castrated, that you are on your own. Then let me read the final report for you. More violent extremism, Islam's greatest challenge. Buhari admits, that is independent of November 10, 2019. He said, in Abuja, President Muhammad Buhari has said the greatest challenge facing the Islamic religion was the wave of violence and extremism associated with it. He said the development now constituted an immense problem for true worshippers and followers of the faith. Buhari spoke through his media aide Garba Shehu on Sunday in Abuja as part of his message to Muslim faithful on the occasion of the Eid al-Mawlid, where he said the greatest honor Muslims could do to the Prophet Muhammad was to follow his shining examples for non-violence, peaceful disposition, and remarkable virtues of patience. His government, his goodwill message was also directed to the Muslim to commemorate the birthday of the Prophet Muhammad. President Buhari said, putting into practice the great virtues of which the Holy Prophet Muhammad is historically famous and revered would have a far greater impact on changing our attitude and behavior than the best sermon ever will. The indiscriminate killing of innocent people, the kidnapping of female students, and forcing them into marriage and conversion is contrary to teachings and personal examples of the Prophet Muhammad. Now, quoting him, violent extremism is the single biggest challenge facing the image of Islam today, which had been hijacked by a minority of misguided elements who are using religion to cover up their criminal agenda. There is an urgent need for increased vigilance by Muslims in order to frustrate and stop the spread of violent ideologies that are causing human havoc and tragedies around the world. Extremism is like cancer that needed to be attacked in its early stages before it grows malignantly out of control and harms the society. That is Buhari for you. I've interpreted violent extremism for you. Violent extremism for you are what? Those who will tear our societies apart. That is what? Peaceful coexistence will lie in exterminating them. That is it. That is the code. I have been able to get their main code of Nnamdi Kanu using Zik every time. Violent extremism and the Biafrans. This is the Buhari's plan for you. I've shown you, I've told you. So east or west, your goose is already cooked. Martin Luther King said that those who must live in peace, those who love peace, they must learn to prepare, as well as those who do what? Who want war. Bruce Lee said defeat is not defeat unless, accepted as reality in your mind. That is the Kung Fu master. That is what he said. So we are not defeated. My message is the message of hope. What is the way out? The solution. Now, let us look at the solutions. Rounding up and going into the solution, Mbazulike Amaechi, this is what he said. Instead of my being a slave in a big country, let me be a free man in a small country. I want to be a free man in a small country myself. So now we are going to confront the solution on the way out. Solution: